Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome back to my channel. So in this video I want to go over the update to Dark Knight that was implemented in patch 4.3. So previous to 4.3, Dark Knight was at the bottom of the barrel when it came to doing damage compared to the other two tanks. So because of this, Square Enix has remedied this by adding a couple of combo potencies to Dark Knight, but also increasing Dark Art spam. Something that the community did not want, but unfortunately Square Enix doesn't listen yet again. But I'm not complaining. I'm actually enjoying the fact that Dark Knight is getting the love it so deserves. It also has some minor tweaks to the defensive capabilities and also plunge. So first off, let's talk about Power Slash. Right? So delivers an attack with a potency of 100. Additional effect, increased enmity when done in its combo. Combo action is spinning slash. The combo potency is 300, but the Dark Art potency has been added to 240, and the Dark Art's combo potency is 440. So before, it was just increased enmity on Dark Arts. Now it is increased damage as well as more increased enmity. So now you have increased enmity with just the combo, but now also with Dark Arts as well. Grit basically has its MP cost reduced by half. So instead of 24, it is now 12. A hell of a lot easier to do when you come back from incapacitation. And speaking of incapacitation, Dark Side now does not fall off when incapacitated. Again, it was basically, it would fall off when you die, you come back in the middle of a fight, then you have no MP to use both Grit or Dark Side. So now with Dark Side, when you die, Dark Side no longer dissipates, which is very nice. Dark Passenger, boy did this get a huge boost in damage and such. So before, it was 100 potency damage. Now it's increased to 140. Additional effect of increased enmity has been added. Dark Arts potency has been increased from 240 to 280, but its cooldown has been increased to 60 seconds. So now on top of the blind effect upon using Dark Arts against Dark Passenger, you also now will get increased damage as well as a blind effect and enmity as well. Still, you don't really want to Dark Arts it when you're doing like a boss fight, but like in dungeons and such like that, using it with Dark Arts can be quite useful. Dark Mind no longer needs Dark Arts to increase its magic vulnerability. It is now just a flat 30% without the Dark Arts necessary. And unfortunately, it still doesn't give us physical damage reduction, but we got Shadow Wall, we got Rampart. I don't think we'll really need it. And speaking of Shadow Wall, it has had a cooldown reduction of 180 to 120 seconds, so now you'll be able to have this more often than before. Plunge, one of the things that needed a total reconstruction, because Plunge, you couldn't really do anything right after it for maybe 3 or 4 seconds. Now the ability to use another ability after Plunge has been decreased, so you have now are able to use Plunge and then use another attack right after it with a smooth succession. Also, it has a Dark Arts effect to it now, which has a combo potency of 340 and increased enmity when using with Dark Arts. So upon being able to use another ability after it, you also have a Dark Arts option as well. And now Soul Survivor is the last ability that has been changed. Marks target with the status of another victim. If that target should be KO'd in battle, the effect expires. Before the effect expires, 30% of your maximum HP and MP will be restored. If the effect expires first, 20 of your maximum HP and MP will be restored instead. So now, no longer have to worry about holding this to the very last end of an enemy's life. You can pop this whenever you want it or need it for increased HP and MP. So basically those are all of the changes to the Dark Knight. These things were desperately needed to be done. And even though they did not listen to the community and have less dark arts, they said, screw you guys, we're going to give you more dark art spam. Now, I don't have a problem with that. Dark Knight was always the sacrifice something to increase your damage. So, honestly, there's no reason that dark arts spamming should be complained about. Just be happy that Dark Knight has gotten the love that it so desperately needs. So if all you guys remember plunge, now look how fast you react when you use it. Boom. Able to use an effect, another ability right after plunge lands. As you remember, the minute you use plunge, it took you like 2 or 3 seconds of a delay to enable your next attack. So it has been shortened a hell of a lot faster and it's more accessible. So in my last video, So You Want to Be a Dark Knight, I was suggested that I show you what I do to keep enmity and the combos that I use to do damage in a boss situation or a dungeon situation. So, as all tanks, you always want to start a pull with a range attack. So, for Dark Knight is Unmend, Warrior is Tomahawk, and Paladin is Shield Lob. By doing so, there will be targets that have 2 other mobs attached to them, and when you attack one, you pull as a group. By doing Unmend, you are establishing aggro at the first attack, and all 3 of them will be attacking you, or how many are in the group. Now, once you establish your aggro, you want to go ahead and start using at least 2 of your AoE crowd control abilities. For Dark Knight is going to be Unleash. For Warrior, it's Overpower, and Paladin is Flash, and it's Aura Circle or Scorn. After you do about 2 attacks of your AoE crowd control ability, start going into your enmity increasing combos. Try to rotate each and every enemy around you so you guys do not lose aggro while your DPS are attacking. After you do about at least 2 rounds of your enemy combos, you can now start adding into your DPS, which for Dark Knight is going to be Siphon Strike, Soul Eater, and of course all the other abilities that it has, such as Plunge, Carven Spit, Salted Earth, and so on and so forth. But also make sure that you pay attention to your aggro meter, make sure that you're flashing red on all enemies, and throw in another Unleash or whatever tank you're using every once in a while to make sure that you have everyone's attention. And also make sure that you have your tank stances on as always. Once you establish aggro enough, you actually can take it off and start doing some DPSing as well, but make sure that you use a crowd control ability every once in a while to make sure you still have that aggro, because without the tank stance and your DPS is going to start pulling it off of you if they don't do anything to cut down their aggro. Alright, so basically guys, do at least 2 to 3 aggro combos for mobs, and if you're doing a boss fight, again, same rules apply. Use your range attack, don't worry about the crowd controls, just go straight into your enmity combo at least 3 times, and then start doing your DPSing combos. If you are comfortable enough, take off your tank stance, and the damage you do should keep your enmity pretty nice and tight on the boss. But if you do not do your mitigations right, tank busters can kick your ass without tank stance on. Alright guys, so that pretty much is going to cover all the updates to Dark Knight and also how to keep aggro in a dungeon situation and of course a boss situation. So guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you found this useful. Any comments, questions, concerns you have about the updates to Dark Knight, please leave them in the comment section down below. I'm more than happy to help you guys out with any problems you might have. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are new for more Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood content. So until next time, may you forever walk in the light of Lord Bahamut. Take care, guys.